Since my Steelers are getting trounced as I thought they would, I might as well chime in on the TikTok ban for anyone that cares. Global fascism has been on the rise for a very long time. The United States has been on a precipitous downfall for decades into true fascism, which is, by definition, corporatocracy. We are ruled by the global elite and the American elite. They are the ones that write the laws. They are the ones that have representation, not us, not you and me. And it's not surprising. We've been warned for decades by many, especially guys like Noam Chomsky and Michael Moore. Michael Moore was making films about this stuff decades ago. Noam Chomsky has written books and speeches, and Bernie Sanders has warned us, and so many people. And those voices are silenced by the powers that be. And the sad thing is very little that we could do about it unless we all unite and rise up. The little people on the right, the little people on the left that are not the ones that are being considered when laws are being made. We're the ones that are being taken advantage of. They need our votes. They need our money to keep the capitalist machine going. They don't care about China taking our data. They don't care about what Russia's doing. They don't care about any of this stuff because they're doing worse to us and we're letting them do it. We sing their praises. We stand for the flag. I wrote a paper about 22, 23 years ago in college that was about apathy and complacency as the greatest threat to America. It was pretty good paper. I got an A on it. And my point was, we're too fat and happy. America has never had to deal with a war on its own soil. We have bad days, we have bad years, and there's a lot of people in this country that struggle. And granted, for white men, this country has been great for a very long time, especially white men with money. But what we haven't had is a war marching down our streets, blowing our houses up. We haven't had to struggle. We haven't had famine. We haven't had these things that most of the world has had to deal with. We haven't had a dictator. But what we have had is a government that is willing to do anything to take advantage and dumb down its people as long as they give them enough power and pay attention just enough to vote and pay their taxes. This is the America that a lot of people know. This is the America that most of you have ignored, that apathy and complacency has brought us to this point. We continue to hand over our rights. We continue to say, hey, as long as I have my 3-bedroom house and my 2-car garage and my big screen TV, I'm fine. I'm fine. As long as you don't threaten me too much, as long as you don't, put stuff in front of me that makes me uncomfortable, as long as there's no, dark-skinned people having more rights than me or gays or whatever, it's ridiculous. All people deserve rights. The beauty of this country is that the notion is that all people should have rights. But we are ruled by the minority. The minority being the uber religious and the uber wealthy. And the uber wealthy are the ones taking advantage of even the uber religious to prop them up and give them the power that they need. We are slaves to what Israel wants to do. We got fires raging in LA right now for whatever reason. But we're sending billions to Israel to commit mass murder against the Palestinian people so they can build a canal, the Ben Gurion Canal, that the United States signed off on 9 years ago to help them build. Go research that. And here we are with people struggling, with people dying, with insurance companies revoking flood and fire insurance. Has anybody been talking about North Carolina, East Tennessee recently? We just kind of pushed past that. Oh, you know what? There were drones, a couple weeks ago? Nobody's talking about that anymore. The weapons of misinformation and mass distraction are always churning along to distract us. They are trying to keep us dumb. They are trying to keep us from hearing each other's voices. That's why TikTok is being banned. Because it's a free flow of information. They say, oh, well, the algorithm is dangerous. It shows you Chinese intentions. No, it doesn't. I don't remember the last thing I saw about China other than ridiculous takes that China's trying to take our data. Man, all of this stuff is available with enough technology. They don't want our data. Our government does. These major corporations do. They want to be able to control us. They want to be able to control the flow of information. Now that we don't have cable TV having the power that it used to have, with Rupert Murdoch ruling over most of the airwaves and what we see on TV, now that we can go to people on the street in Palestine, we can see what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, we can see what's happening in Africa, because the algorithm shows us what we want to see, what we want to hear about. And what most of us want to hear about is how we can help our fellow citizens and what is going on in other people's lives. And how can we be entertained by the people that we want to entertain us? But our government doesn't want that. What they want is subservient capitalist consumers that swear allegiance to the flag no matter what, that send our kids off to war for no reason while we go and bomb brown people. What they want is us to swear allegiance to the system, to keep our noses in the dirt, to keep ourselves from our higher selves, to keep us from evolving in a spiritual way, to keep us so turned upside down that we cannot connect with our true selves, that we cannot connect with whatever God is or the universe, that we are so distracted and so isolated that our energy is just shot. Or we put all our energy in being so angry that we just give up. That apathy and complacency takes over as long as we know that we're the best. We're sitting on top of the hill, that we don't have anybody invading our country, and that we make sure that there's not too many, foreigners or brown people taking our stuff. That's what they want. They don't want us to have true freedom. They want us dumb enough to believe their lies and with just enough freedom to buy their bullshit. That is what America is. Unfortunately, the idea of America is a beautiful thing. And I would be 100% behind it if that's what we were actually achieving. But it's not. This country's never been great. And you want to know why? Because it's never been great for all races and all people and sexual orientations. Any of it. It's never been great. It's never been great when we call it freedom and spreading democracy while we're murdering people all over the planet, while we're testing on people in Africa, while we're keeping people in cages that come over to this country, while we're still funneling drugs into the ghettos, and while we still have this fight over rights and we're actually going in reverse. That is the America that is not and has never been great. And the people saying that we're going to make America great again on either side, those people aren't the ones that actually want to make America great. They want to make it where it benefits them and the people that they care about. Bernie Sanders, I believe, is one that wants to make America great. Noam Chomsky, there's a lot of good people that would love to make this country, and not just this country, but the world great, where we don't swear allegiance to borders and to flags that have flown over the bloody bodies of all kinds of people. What we want is to swear allegiance to a humanity that we serve each other and we're there for each other. And that's not what the takers want.